to Carolina, where we have. Well, let's recap here. Let's go to 2022. On the 4th of July of 2022, the Panthers wanted to make their own fireworks while trading for Baker Mayfield. Ultimately, that costed a man and Matt Rule his job, and also Baker Mayfield was benched shortly thereafter. Going from Baker Mayfield, they went to P.J. Walker. They're trying to figure it out there. Then they go back to Mayfield. Mayfield requests his release from the team to where Sam Darnold somehow drags this team out from nowhere and having a New Year's Day just blast with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, ultimately falling short off of a very weird punt at the end of the game there. The Panthers then trade the house, at the absolute house, 2 1s, I think some 2s, DJ Moore, to draft this man, the man of the future, Alabama's own Bryce Young, that McCorkle Jones somehow beat out in his lone successful year in Alabama. And let's get into it here.
All right.
I do not like this offense one bit.
No?
Okay, here. I really do. I love DJ. Let's bring in old Adam Thielen. Okay. What other receiver did they bring in? They brought in another guy that was playing receiver, right?
Well, they got Hayden Hurst and they drafted Jonathan Mingo, who's like it was like Ole Miss's next AJ Brown.
Okay, then they still got Terrence Marshall. They got DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault. Who knows what's going to go on with him?
Okay,
yeah,
no, you're good.
The offensive line. Okay, there he is. Ike Ekwonu. I was really.
Say that again one more time.
Sure. Ike Ekwonu.
Okay.
They have a good offensive line.
I like the offensive line. I really do. That's going to protect Bryce, and I mean that's. God, maybe the best in the division, probably from the back.
Them are the Saints.
But I'm not a fan of this entire thing. Like,
good, man.
It's really.
I'm not sold on. I'm not really sold on this team.
This is my point, Will. This is why I didn't understand why you guys were like, oh, anyone can win this division. Did we forget about the Saints? Like, this is easy peasy.
That's my raw reaction. I just go in.
Saints win it. I get it. You got to set it up. You can't. We're going to talk about the NFC South, Saints division.
That's why I said. That's why I said.
That's why Will, you're in the power chair. Will, power chair.
This is not an offense I would be very happy for Bryce Young for his rookie year. They're going to have to get a real tight end one, a real wide receiver one. Unless Mingo's going to jump up and get that, which he honestly can. I think he has potential, but
I really do not mind this receiving core. Okay. Is there a number 1 receiver in this league on this team? No. But you have Adam Thielen, okay, a guy that's been here, done that, okay, whatever. You have DJ Chark, not a bad receiver. Terrace Marshall, all the potential in the world. Jonathan Mingo, sure.
A freak.
Laviska Shenault, high key, a lot of potential. Shi Smith, high key.
No, you can't say with Laviska Shenault anymore. That he's got to earn himself.
He was a dynamic player last year at moments, showed a lot at very big playmaker at times, showed a lot in that offense last year.
They shunned away Laviska Shenault.
They
gotta kick that kid out of the wide receiver.
Where did
Laviska Shenault go to college? Is he a Colorado guy?
Yeah, I don't know. That's on me.
Yes.
I think he's a Colorado guy. He had a lot of hype coming in. I think it was him, Ayuk, and I'm forgetting the others. Oh, Michael Pittman, I think.
That's what I was trying to say is that there's no star power on this team.
100%.
Nobody that can actually carry a load and play a game and just go off. I don't think
I get that. But
that's a good point, Jake.
But I like the pieces, 100% like the pieces.
There's like 1 star.
But no stars. I get
in
that.
The whole division.
I get that. But for a first year with the best quarterback coaching / quarterback room in the league, okay, you have Bryce Young, Frank Reich, good quarterback at some point, Andy Dalton, been there, done that for freaking everything in the league. You have so much quarterback experience on this regime. It's insane. Okay. You don't want any other quarterback in that situation other than Bryce Young. Put him in that situation. Does not matter if they don't do it first year. this ain't bad. I'm okay with this. And Will's going to get to successful season. I feel like you have all the makes on this team to have a successful season if I'm a Panthers fan. That's it.
This isn't awful. He's not walking into the Giants wide receiver room. So like this, and it's not a shot at the Giants, Josh. That's not where I'm going.
Hey,
No, it's
also,
The wide receiver room is not awful, but there's no number one guy. But like Jake and Dom and everyone else has said, it could be Mingo. I'm not putting the pressure. Successful season at the end of the day. It's Bryce Young. If they make the playoffs, great, wonderful. If they don't, like it literally just comes down to Bryce Young. That's
top to bottom.
So
Top to bottom, this is not a team that is bad for a rookie quarterback. You have Hayden Hurst, Ian Thomas, Tommy Tremble, cool freaking tight end room. You have, again, Bryce Young with like 75 years of quarterback experience behind him, talking to him at all times. You have receivers that are 6 deep that anyone could be kind of like the number one on a bad team. Okay, whatever. Like, it ain't bad. With Adam Thielen as like the dude that's talking to the rest of these receivers that are pretty young.
Sure, it's not awful. I just don't love this team, and
no, but this is not
wins is probably where I'm going to see this team at the end of the day.
That's fair, but this is not a team built for success this season. This is a team built to build foundations for a future, and I'm so okay with that. And also, sorry, Miles Sanders, stick. Why not? Cool. You know, as a replacement for a guy like CMC that you knew you weren't going to keep, all about it. Why not? You know?
I've been waiting the entire podcast for this team.
I'm done talking for the offense. So Jake, go.
Because as we went through with the Saints, they are the easy pick for the division. They are the safe pick for the division. The highest ceiling team in this division is this one right here. This team, at worst, I think, at worst, I think they're challenging for the division. Just putting some pressure there. At best, they win it outright.
So, I'm looking at a tweet right now, and today at practice, Laviska Shenault has been getting reps in the backfield. Could we see Cordero Patterson?
I'm so okay with that. He's such a dynamic player.
But look at that backfield already. It's Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, and Raheem Blackshear, who are all solid, if not pretty good, and really good offensive line. A quarterback who, Josh, I don't know how much of Alabama you really watched this year, regular season games.
A little bit, not much, but
that Alabama team without Bryce Young was a 7-win team this past. They were not good. Bryce Young willed them to a near playoff berth. I believe in Bryce Young, and probably one of the worst takes I've had ever was coming into last season. I wanted the Eagles to tank to get Bryce Young.
Yep, that's a horrible
thing. All right, so we're gonna ban Jake to the afterworld now.
Can I? Last
that
thing I'm going to say about
I believe in Bryce Young that much.
Not Jalen Hurts.
I know what you mean.
It means I believe in Bryce Young. I really think he's that good.
Can I say something real quick? Okay. My immediate thoughts about Laviska Shenault being if the regime thinks he's as dynamic as I hope maybe they do, okay? My thoughts about Laviska Shenault is my immediate comparison is Percy Harvin. Okay? Laviska Shenault is 2 inches taller, 20 pounds heavier.
You are all on the hype of Laviska Shenault.
Yeah,
I am.
Like the guy hasn't been in the league for 3 or 4 years already.
If you use him right, and there were times last year where they threw a screen to him and he was explosive as hell and made a screen.
You sure it's not Agnew there in Jacksonville?
No. Shenault had 1 touchdown, and it was just on a screenplay. And I think that was the only touch he had on offense the entire year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They shoved this guy to the underworld. It was he wasn't that good there.
I think the guy has potential, if used right, to be good. I think that's not a mistake. And if they're going to put him in,
had potential for the last like 3 or 4 years in the league, though.
That's right, Josh. Thank you. Dom's all in on a guy that's been in the league for 4 years, and a wide receiver room that was awful. They had to go into the free agent
That's
market.
why I like the moving to running back idea for him.
yes,
It
That's
could
what
give
I'm
him a
trying to
different
say.
dynamic on the field.
That
I
is
love
what
this
I'm trying to
defense, though.
Josh.
Well, we are on here, so the viewers and listeners are not confused reading this as we were talking about the offense.
Yeah,
This defense is actually
this
very
defense is really good, and it's
Okay,
crazy
listen, Can I finish my point real fast?
No,
Josh introduced the idea. LaVisca Chenault in the backfield.
Shove into the underworld wheelchair.
I introduced
Power
it. Josh
chair,
didn't
Will.
introduce
No,
anything.
I'll take the credit, Dom. I'll take the credit. I introduced it.
Well, I'm telling you, the underworld. You're the power chair. Do
God.
it, Will.
All right, so it's crazy to think that the Panthers turned down 2 first-round picks for Brian Bird and said, you know what, we're going to keep him on the team. Looking at just the 11 starters on here, there's no weak spots anywhere. I like it all. I think this defense, in order to be successful, is J.C. Horn stays on the field and he's not
I'm excited
hurt.
for him this year.
Not paper, skin, and glass bones. I hope he can honestly play the entire season, or at least most of it.
So you said
this
how
defense is going to carry him to
the
maybe
offense
maybe
had no star power, right?
Yeah.
I think the defense has the single best star power in the entire division in Brian Burns. Brian Burns is the best single player in the whole division right now.
I'm okay with that.
I'm
okay with that.
Better than Cam Jordan.
Yeah, Cam
Yeah.
Jordan's on the older side. I'm not really too.
100%. I'm not even afraid of that
I
one.
mean, Cam Jordan in his prime is a different story, but right now, yes, 100% Brian Burns all day.
So I don't think most of us debate that for all of Matt Rule's faults, he built a very good defense.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Shaq Thompson's legit as hell. Yetur Gross-Matos still has a ceiling.
Jeremy Chin, Von Bell, J.C. Horn, Brian Burns. It just goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
Like their defense is really good.
And with the addition of Von Bell and Xavier Woods, I like that both a lot. CJ Henderson, hey, Colton mentioned him earlier. CJ Henderson, maybe it can still happen. I don't know how I feel about him
No,
anymore.
it's not happening.
And here's the main point.
It's unfortunate. When he got traded there, when they traded for CJ Henderson for nothing, I thought that was sick. We all thought that was sick. I mean, I still wish it could be sick, but I don't know anymore. But still, I mean, that's a backup at this point.
Like with PJ Walker and whatever Baker Mayfield is now, they were 1 win away from the division.
You're missing Sam Darnold. He gave him all those wins.
I hate this guy.
What's their schedule look like, Will?
Okay.
What does the schedule look like? Here's the schedule. And, well, let's
I don't
see.
like how they laid this
Week
out.
1. Here's the thing about that. You say like most of the time we look at home and away. What is that first game that on the road at Atlanta? Atlanta's home opener. It's in the Georgia Dome, where Bryce Young is very familiar from Alabama versus Georgia, winning a lot of games in a hostile crowd in Georgia. Like I had that as a loss for Atlanta, opening the season at home.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's a credit to Carolina as much as it's a discredit to Atlanta.
I think it's more that a rookie quarterback isn't going to get phased by a moment.
Well, I think Atlanta's getting swept in this series against Carolina. To be honest,
I think so too, because this is going to be the team that steals 2 games. Like as I said earlier, I think most of them are going to split 1-1, and whichever team really gets a sweep of a team is going to have a good shot at winning the division.
but how many wins for Carolina?
Dude, I don't know because I went through this whole schedule just now, tried to count it out. I mean, and my ceiling is like kind of like 8 or 9. I mean,
That's
it's
where I'm at too. That's right.
It's a tough schedule for no reason.
That's what happens when you're second in division. And it's going to get worse for the Bucks. You're going to play the best teams from the divisions.
This is a tough
Where it
schedule
goes.
for no reason at all.
That's my point. Like they're gonna they're going to be second in the division. That's what I think. And Jake, I'm going to go on to you with this one. You were on me with the Raiders, or with the Saints. Raiders. Derek Carr does to you. This is where I'm at on Carolina. I agree with you. They're going to be up there competing at their best for the division. Heck, might even win it if the Saints fumble the bag. But they're the second best team in the division. We'll get to the Bucs in a second here. They're the second best team in the division.
Like Colton, you and me are been on the same page. Like I think the easy pick is the Saints. I think the Carolina Panthers are going to be right there with all of the talent they brought in, plus their rookie quarterback, who I think will. I don't think there's a lot of hype around these rookie quarterbacks besides Anthony Richardson. I think Bryce was amazing. I think that was a great pick.
If we say their ceiling is 8 or 9, and we said the floor of the ceiling is 11,
that I'm telling you, like I think they're going to be right there. Going to compete.
Yeah, but if they're 2 games out, Josh, and
like
if you're the Carolina Panthers with the rookie quarterback, that's a win.
That's a win.
Like that's where I'm at.
I agree it's a win for them. I just don't think they're right there. I think they're 3 or 4 games behind.
We're like directly answering Will's next question. What's a successful season, right? If they're 2 wins out, that's a win on the season, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, 100%. If they're 2 wins out of the Saints, top.
Yeah, I was just I was trying to look at the Falcons' home openers, like history and all that stuff, and they just get absolutely destroyed. Like the Eagles destroyed them in 2021. The Saints got lucky. I think they had the comeback with Michael Thomas last year. And then, Blitz Boy and the Seahawks, they just went in and trounced them. But then you go to 2019, Julio Jones had an 80-yard screen pass and took it to the house, and they won. That was their last
first touchdown forever.
That was a good season for him. But, yeah, I think 8 to 9 wins is optimal for this team.
So all I got to do is really steal 1 or 2 is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's competing for the division.
Competing for the division title or competing for a wild card, though?
The division.
I don't think
they can make the wild card. The NFC is
they can make a wild card easily.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, but competing.
I don't think they compete with the division title.
Okay, I get what Jake's thinking. Competing for the division and losing in competing for the division gets you wild card. I mean, like that could be it. You know what I mean? Like you could be 1 win out competing for the division.
I don't think any of these teams win a wild card. None of them.
Well, it's like last year.
You don't think Carolina could be the last? I'm not saying like the first of it wild card. I think they could be the last wild card team.
Well, you think there's the Cowboys. There's
between Seattle.
Yeah,
and
there's
Niners,
the Cowboys,
yes.
Eagles. There's the Niners, Seahawks.
No.
Green Bay, or not Green Bay, Vikings, Detroit.
Green Bay in there.
No.
Again, who knows what Minnesota is? Like a few of those teams are. There's some question marks with a few of those teams.
That's 3 right there off the top of my head.
Everyone has.
I know. I know what you're saying. Trust me. I'm well aware. They also might just miss out, and that's the whole point for the Panthers is Bryce Young.
Yeah.
And a win for them is if Bryce Young plays well, if they somehow are even if they're 3 games out of the division, because we think the Saints could be 12-win team. So if they somehow finish with 9 wins, that's good for the Panthers.
Oh yeah, hey, well then ask it. But I said it too. Successful season, 9 wins for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Successful season.